Hi there, fellow witches. This is going to be fun. I have selected randomly a card from the Wiccapedia Spell Deck that you see here. This is the little info pack that goes with it. It really has a lot of information packed in it. Candles, crystals, opening, casting, spells, you name it. It's in here. So as I said, this is the one card that I pulled from the money and career card section. And it looked kind of interesting to me. So I'll zoom up a bit. There we go. The idea is we want to attract more money and we want to boost our career. So as you can see here, when funds are getting low, you need to bring out the citrine. This pale yellow crystal is thought to not only induce joy by removing obstacles from your life, but it might also increase financial success and stability. So I'm just going to put this aside for a bit so I can reach some of the things that we're going to need for this spell. You can see here it's got the materials, the ritual, the little verse, and how to carry it out. Now, the one thing I'll point out that I didn't notice when I did the review was in the corners here, you're going to get an indication when it's best to perform a spell. So this one is during a new moon, and we are in a new moon waxing stage. So I'm going for that. And I've just started to gather some of the materials. And the deck, as well as myself, is going to encourage you to bring what you want to the spell. Use it as a kickoff point and then jump in. So what have I got here? Well, it did suggest that I would need, for a career building spell, a dollar bill. So I stole this one from my hubby, from his stash. Actually, he said, no, go ahead. It's not in mint condition. You take it. So you're going to need something to represent green money. So this is going to be mine. And this gets folded up after the ritual and gets tucked in your wallet. You don't spend it. It's there to bring energy. So the whole thing with the spell is to create good energy. Now I've got my reflector here to keep the evil eye away. I've got sage underneath this little plexiglass table here. But what else do I need? Well, along with that, we are going to need a green altar candle. Now, my stash was getting a little bit low, so witch has got to do what she's got to do. And this is a little green votive one. So I'm going to be doing this spell and lighting the candle and doing the incantations probably several times. Now, along with that candle, you are going to need something. Now, there's a lot of energy in this. This comes from my art studio. And the idea is we have to carve our name into the candle. So there's a lot of preparation that goes on before you actually do the ritual. So I've got this sharp knife from the studio that I will be using to put any symbols and my name on the candle. Now, also, you're going to need a candle holder. And I put some white salt in the bottom because in the little instruction book, it did say that bringing a little bit of white salt to the altar for the ritual was a good idea. So I'm going to be, after I put my name and all the suggested symbols in there, plopping this in this holder because it's safe and it's sitting on salt to reflect any negativity. So that is something else I needed. Now, it says you're going to need a few drops of lemon essential oil. So what I'm going to do after this is some lemon essential oil. And I'm going to use this little stopper to take some water from the brook I have stored in that bottle. And I'm going to put it in here along with probably 1 to 3 drops of the lemon. Now that is what we're going to use to put on the candle, etc. as well. Then it suggests we need 2 citrine crystals. I happen to have 3. I like to work in 3, so I might modify it just a little bit. So I've got those, and it did ask for 1 large and 1 small, because you're going to place 1 large after the ritual in the house to bring that good energy in and work your money career spell. So maybe you want to put it in the office window or around your computer, something like that. So I'm starting with the idea that I have 3 here, but I also have this larger one. So maybe when I do the ritual, this will go next to my computer where I'm trying to get my career going. Now, I also have previously blessed these aventurine stones. And because they're green and various shades of green, there's various amounts of dollars that we could be thinking of bringing in. And this is not with greed. This is just, something that will sustain us. And I always like to add in that it hurts no one. So these are my green aventurine previously blessed, and I'll bless them again. And it does want you to bring, if you're not bringing the citrine and putting it in your purse as the one crystal and the other one somewhere where you're working, then, I could scatter these in the bottom of my purse or put them in a little bag with more intention and more symbols on it and carry this while I'm working the spell. So green is good when you're thinking of building career and money. Now, I did see another YouTuber using fenugreek, and this is really good for speeding things up and bringing luck. And so some of this is probably going to go in as well. Just looks like little cereal pieces, actually. They're quite firm. Oopsies. The money is spilling all over the place. Okay, so now, what else do we need? So this spell, it indicates here, get it in focus, it's to remove obstacles from your life that might be stopping you to really get that career off the ground. And it might also increase financial success and stability at the same time. So it's a bonus, win-win. Now we need to be doing this, it suggests, on a Wednesday afternoon, but witches know that when the need arises, they can do their spell when the time is there for them and available to do it with, good intentions and have the time to do it. So the idea is we're going to place the dollar bill on the altar. We're going to use the knife to inscribe our full name into the wax on the candle, along with the words money and abundance. So you need a tool that's going to allow you to do that in a fair-sized candle. We're going to add a few drops of lemon oil to your fingertip, or, as I was suggesting, in a little jar, because I want to repeat this several times. And we're going to anoint our candle lengthwise from the top down, drawing energy in, top to bottom. We're going to place the candle in its holder. We're going to light it and put it on top of the dollar and hold the smaller piece of citrine in one hand and the larger piece in the other. And then we're going to recite our incantation. So we've got our dollar bill. This will be all blessed and inscribed. And we're going to choose what we can as far as crystals. And we're going to have one small one and one large one. And you're really going to pour your heart and soul into this. And, it does mention in the little guidebook that everything should be cleansed and blessed and ready, fresh and new for your ritual. So that is something I also have to do. And I'll probably be using the Craggy Brook Witchy Water and Reiki and just good intentions. So you're going to hold your crystals and you're going to be saying, put those there. I summon the universe to open its pot of abundance and shine down its light to me. The money I need is not for greed. And the idea is you sit at the altar, you envision what you need, and you're drawing that energy into your crystal, into yourself, into your space. And you're really going to be concentrating, but also seeing the outcome. That's important too. And you're going to be saying that incantation that I read 12 times, which is why I thought this was appropriate, because this is a clock. And maybe I want to work this spell 12 hours, 12 days, whatever. You bring your own magic to it. So the candle here that is burning, they suggested to, start working how you're going to do the spell. And while that candle's burning, it's keeping negative energies and doubt away. It's lighting the way for you to have success with your spell. It did also want, if I can get this out of here, when you go through the little book, it wanted, to have a pentacle on the altar. Either you're wearing it or it's on the altar to also lend its energy, that sense of security, and keeping those negative thoughts and doubts away. I kind of like to do a spell several times. So this is my intention. You can do it your own way. Now, after the candle is completely burned down or between sessions, you've put your intention into the crystals, into the dollar bill, and you're going to keep that dollar bill in your wallet when you're ready to put it in there, when you think the spell has been set. And you're not going to spend it. And it is basically, as it says on the card, magnetized and will bring cash your way. And you keep the larger piece of citrine somewhere in your home. And I guess as you walk by, you would, send some good vibes to it, put out that intention again, but you carry the smaller piece with you, either in your pocket or in your purse. So when you get into the little booklet that comes with it, and you don't have to have this deck to do this spell, this should be enough information for you to go with it. But I wrote down things like this as my cheat sheet. So there, on the dollar bill, the knife, the green, everything that I was going to bring. And I might even bring a little green cloth for under it. It does suggest casting a circle with your right hand when you've assembled all of this, prepping for doing your spell. You're going to cast a circle over all the items on the altar. And it does say with your right hand. That's usually if you're right-handed and that's your strong hand. Or you can use a wand or a quartz crystal. So you assemble your things, you get your thoughts in order, and then you begin to bless the space and bless all the tools that you need. And my blessing comes from the water that I'm using. You figure out what you want to do. I've got my white candle here to neutralize energies. I'll be holding my crystal and visualizing the outcome that I want. And I'm going to be speaking to those crystals and speaking to the energy that I'm building here. I'll be wearing my pentacle probably for the duration of the time that I'm doing this spell. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of salt on the altar. But the idea with this is I want to create a spell book, and I have started it, let's just say. And I want to be able to write on the back the results, the things that happened for me when I was prepping the table. All those little things that go into making the spell yours and personal. I hope I've provided you enough information. If you have any questions, do ask. If you don't have a wand, you don't have to. You can use your finger. You can use any little quartz crystal, something with a point on it that you can direct the energy in a circle. But don't forget also to envision the outcome that you want. And then if you're doing it several times, you'll be building this energy up at the altar. And then each time you'll be closing it and giving thanks and blessings and for the best outcome for you. Putting that intention there, but also letting your guides and guardians help you along the way. And maybe things happen not quite so how you planned, but it might be better. So leave that little space there for your guides and guardians to make it better. So good luck with this little money spell. It's my first one from the deck, so I'm going to really be putting some great, I hope, intentions into it. And I'll let you know how it goes. So everyone, you know where to find me, and I hope that you have great success in building your spell.